Martin, in terms of Liverpool beat Newcastle and moved 13 points clear at the top. In the context of any real challenge, just how remarkable a story is the likely title success now of Arne Slot?
Oh, it's wonderful, really, because I have to think, or I thought at the beginning of the season that he would envisage a number of problems he would have to sort out. Maybe the style of play, maybe the sort of gung-ho approach, if you can call it that. There, essentially, it was terrific under Jurgen. And sorry, I called him by his first name. I usually call people by their surname, so Jurgen Klopp. And at the end of it all, it's a fantastic run. I mean, It looks as if they're going to win the league with about 6 or 7 games to spare, which is remarkable in this day and age.
Yeah. Simon, I want to put it to you in a second about the challenge or lack of it. But this was Slot after another win, and they just keep on doing it, don't they? Arne Slot.
I think what impressed me most was the mental strength in both games, because after Everton, a bit, Wolves, maybe a bit after the Villa game, people start to question us a bit. And normally when players or people get questions, you always see extra work rate, so that's quite normal. That's also what I saw us doing against City. But if you get a lot of compliments, 8 out of 10 people get a bit complacent. Is that the way you say it here?
Yeah.
But only the ones that want to achieve something don't. And that mentality of these 2 out of 10 I saw tonight, because they just found an extra gear to work even harder. We weren't perfect. I think we lost more simple balls than we usually do. But the mentality was great again, as well as the squad performance. I'm not talking about the team performance, but the squad performance.
This Tony, Liverpool fan, he's a regular contributor to the show. Simon, Jurgen Klopp won the Premier League title, 7 games to play. Just below that, when Tony comes in with Liverpool have led the Premier League since day one of this season. Out on our own, and that's how it's looking. I mean, how unusual is it, Simon, for the leaders to never really be asked a question as we approach the business end of the season?
Well, it is, isn't it? I mean, and so long may it continue that the leagues are changing hands and we don't see Manchester City dominating football or anyone else dominating the English Premier League. I mean, Liverpool have been exceptional. The big question was not whether they were going to be exceptional, whether the transition between Jurgen Klopp and Arne Slot was going to be seamless. He has the wonderful position and the very rare opportunity to walk into a football club with a Bentley sitting in his garage rather than Fiat Abarth. So you got the opportunity to be successful, and obviously Jurgen Klopp has to take a lot of that credit because he built a team and a squad that might have not carried itself across the line with the emotional send-off that people wanted for him at the end of last season, but he certainly left an assembled set of players that was of the highest calibre, so much so that the conventional orthodoxy and the deployed thinking of having to bring your own people in, your own players, wasn't something that Arne Slot had to do.
Sure. But on that, Simon, I'm glad you've mentioned that. Martin, what might Liverpool be like when Slot starts adding his own players to the place?
Well, I mean, they're so far clear that he might ask himself the question, do I need to add that many new players? He will do. He'll freshen things up at the end of the season. But Simon mentioned it's something that I wasn't expecting. I thought there would be a few hiccups along the way. It has been seamless. It's been terrific, really. And regardless of what you say, there's been no real challenge, which in itself is that's probably right. But even so, that's nothing to do with Liverpool. They've just got on with it and won and won and won. And I think when you've got a distance in front of you, then the games become actually, you're looking forward to the games. I think that's their 5th game in 15 days or something like that there. But it doesn't seem to matter. They find the energy, and results are going in the other direction. That helps immensely, I must admit. You know, last night before they kicked off, they find themselves the nearest challengers not getting a goal. And so all of those things working in your favour. But at the end of it all, don't take anything away from it. It's a fantastic effort. Really fantastic.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the TalkSport app and on your smart speaker. TalkSport.